Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will talk about bit 2, that is sociological imagination. We will see the concept from the lens of an American sociologist, C. Wright Mills. I'll start with the caption given by him: neither the life of an individual nor the history of a society can be understood without understanding both. What does it reflect? It reflects that one complements the other. And this also brings us to the understanding of the dialectics of the self and society, which is the major point of discussion in this bit on sociological imagination as per your chapter. Now, coming to sociological imagination, I couldn't resist sharing this. Long back, when I read the book of sociology by Anthony Giddens, I came across the statement, which I feel quite relevant here. Here it goes like this: learning to think sociologically means cultivating powers of imagination. Unquote. So it is not just about acquiring knowledge, but about breaking free from the immediacy of personal circumstances. The famous phrase, sociological imagination, was propounded by C. Wright Mills. And while doing so, he unraveled how the personal and the political or the publics are related. So the realm of society is not free from individual problems. Rather, the individual problems accumulate and give rise to the social problems. So here, I would also like you to see this video on a short meeting over a cup of coffee. Here, the importance is not coffee, but the importance is to understand the objectivity or the element of symbolic value that the coffee is entailing to induce the conversation between the two friends. Watch it.
Hello, I'm Bridge. Nice to meet you.
Hey, I'm Buck. Nice sleeve.
Well, thanks. It's new.
So, where are you from?
Right here in DC. What about you?
Oh, originally Seattle, but I just moved to Pennsylvania.
Oh, so what do you like to do in your free time?
Well, I'm a student, so most of my time is spent studying.
No way! I'm also a student. I love studying outside.
Yeah, I try to get outdoors whenever I can.
Let's go find a sunny spot to study.
Okay, sure.
So if you see this from a sociological lens, you will understand that how one cup of coffee can lead to myriad sociological imagination. It can be a part of one's diet, it can be a catalyst for socializing, and it can do many things. Or we can just say that, come on, meet us for a cup of coffee. So a cup of coffee, which is apparently a very simple task, actually means a lot from a sociological viewpoint. Okay. So if you also see the picture that is given below, you will see a group of people indulging in a meeting is actually socializing on a cup of coffee. So here it is having a symbolic value. So a sociologist cannot just see any social interaction as it is. They need to go beyond of what they are seeing and analyze it from a deeper perspective. So this brings us to our next part of the discussion, where we will see that how individual problem becomes a social problem, taking an example. But before we go, we also need to see that individual actor gets entangled into greater sociological dialogue, and it creates a new social dictum. The example, in the next slide. So here, if you see this picture, the first picture, here you will see that a group of people are standing outside a home. Now, in India, you will see that to tackle the situation of homelessness, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana was implemented in the rural sector. It is a policy where people can apply small loans, small money, small grants, and they can build up their houses. When I say a very small amount, it is around 2.5 lakhs. So in this, I will also take you through a video which reflects a huge complex which has been built using the money from this particular yojana. Watch it. How was it? It's in Pune. And imagine the level of satisfaction these people will have when they will get to stay in homes. It might be low cost, but it's still their shelter. They are not shelterless. So the personal problem is tackled. And politically, some decisions have been taken to make sure that the homelessness of people is tackled. I would also like to cite another example. In grade 8 social science, you have read about PNDT Act, Prenatal Diagnostic Testing Act. It had been a personal issue of several individuals, but when a large majority of people got affected, it became a social problem. To tackle the social problem, government had to pass this act so that this social problem gets arrested. Prior to this act, the census reflected a stark contrast of the count of male and female ratio, where the ratio of females were alarmingly declining. So government had to do something. So to tackle this issue, PNDT Act was passed so that the death of unborn female fetus could be stopped considerably. And from then on, our census reflecting the divide has actually improved. And now the ratio of male and female is little better than what was before the passing of this act. Now, Coming to the dialectics of the society, you also need to understand that the historical epochs have been a witness to the various changes that a society undergoes. What was there 100 years back has become irrelevant now. I would like to read out a line from your text. The facts of contemporary history are also facts about the success and the failure of individual men and women. When a society is industrialized, a peasant becomes a worker, a feudal lord is liquidated or becomes a businessman. So basically, we talk about social mobility. In olden days, when we see that people used to rely on the ascribed status, the son of a Brahmin would only become a Brahmin and would carry on the legacy of his forefathers, and the son of a Shudra will carry on the menial jobs like his forefathers. That concept is changing. It's changing with the changing times. So, this is the dialectics, this is the changes the society is observing. And each and every stage is creating each and every historical event. So, I would also like to refer this for your knowledge. That is, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana consists of 5 things. That is, all weather housing units with water, kitchen, electricity, and toilet. Women empowerment. The women should be given the right to stay in the houses. Better quality of life for the urban poor, those who are migrating to urban areas to settle down for jobs. They need not live in jhuggies or temporary shelter. For them, this type of accommodation will give them a proper shelter to live in and will protect them from rain and other natural calamities. And also security of the tenure. There will be no people coming and telling them that, look, from tomorrow, you are not supposed to remain here. You have to leave the place immediately. And also, it would provide adequate physical and social infrastructure in general. So, it is also pertinent to see that homelessness is a torture. Just imagine a person losing a home in a day. You do not know where you go back at the end of the day. So, this fear of homelessness drives many people either towards death or either towards a lot of criminal activities. So, these are the areas where the personal issues no longer remains personal. It becomes an issue that needs to be addressed publicly. Here, I'll also give an example of the problem of obesity in the United States. It is not a personal trouble any longer. It has become a public issue because the eating habits, the junk foods, all these have actually contributed to the growing obesity among youth in the United States. And it has affected a large majority of the people, so much so that obesity in the United States has actually become a social problem. I would also like to show you a small case file from a European classroom. Okay, it's very touchy. I would recommend you to watch this, that how a personal problem is addressed by a class of students and helping one to overcome the crisis that a person is suffering from.
First piece of tape.
So what do you understand? A problem will always be there in every society, but how you are tackling it, it is completely up to you. We all can change the society if we want to. It's just the way we look at the society. Watch out for the next set of our video on bit 3. It talks about the pluralities and inequalities among societies. So for doing that, please stay connected to us. And I would request you to subscribe so that you know when we are uploading the next video. Thank you and stay tuned.